At this time, we're going to have a brother, Jerry Cooper, from the White House Boys. Jerry Cooper.
Before I go any further, it's going to be a hard act to follow, Mayor. I mean, extremely hard, sir. I appreciate your compassion. I do. I appreciate everybody's compassion. As you can see, I'm white. That's one of my brothers. I will only try not to touch too much base. I don't want this to be sad. Billey's home. It took from 1952 to 2016 for him to get home. I am so aware of what I saw where this child was buried a few years back and the conditions that involved over 50 boys. There were no headstones. Nobody knew who was who. Nobody knew who laid in one grave to the next. Sometimes the graves were only less than 2 feet deep. Some of these graves, some of these boys' bodies, when they exhumed these boys, but I want to change that word today. I don't like the word exhume. I don't like the issue of taking anybody who has passed out of the grave. This is not exhume, ladies and gentlemen. It's rescue. Let's call it rescue. Because if God didn't intend for these children to come out of that cemetery so the truth would be known, He would not have allowed it. I think in the Bible here, I went to church heavily as a young boy, about Billey's age at 13. I was Pentecost, raised Pentecostal. I remember sitting in the Assembly of God assembly one night on Wednesday night, and I heard the pastor make a remark, and it has stuck with me all these years. I don't know why, but I think there was a purpose for that. He said somewhere in the Bible it states, and maybe somebody can correct me on it, it states this: any man who goes forth and harms children should be put in a boat and taken to the deepest part of the ocean and thrown over. Does anybody know about this particular passage? It's there somewhere. It's there. And he meant it. There is no excuse. You cannot give me one excuse why we were treated. Not only the white boys, them too. They got the worst part of it in most times. But I was warned when I got there, and I'm sure Pastor Gaddy here was warned. I'm sure you were warned, Tom. If you get caught, Mr. Cooper, if you get caught speaking to a black boy, you're going to the White House. Now, ladies and gentlemen, that's what cost this boy's life. A building called the White House. I know Tom is another pastor. I have 3 pastors for the White House boys. Luckily, I got 2 of them here. Pastor Tom, you might have to help me through, sir. But I also have White House boy, Pastor Gaddy. And we've all worked together for over 10 years, trying to bring some kind of justice to this situation. And it's been hard. It's been long, and we're all tired. I will tell you that many boys lost their life in that White House. I took on 135 lashes at 2 o'clock in the morning with a nightgown on. And my nightgown was literally beat into my buttocks and my legs. And I didn't think I was going to survive the night. Billey didn't make it. I will tell you that before Billey's friend, God bless him, John Walthour, Long John, he just passed, what, wife, 6 months ago? He had cancer, and he fought the battle with us all the way. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen, just...
It's all right. It's all right.
Pastor John kept a pretty close watch on our brother, John Walthour, Long John, didn't you? Right up till he passed. My wife did. My wife talked to John. I talked to John many, many a day. He suffered so badly with brain cancer, and he's gone. He was a friend of Billy Jackson. John and Billey, he remembers one, we talked many times. There was an instance where John and this young child at 13, as small as he was, and 4 other black boys were hooked to a plowshare. Yeah. And they were made to plow the fields. Even though we had mules, I know this for a fact, and tractors. But they weren't the only ones. They did it on both sides. They treated us equal, like we were nothing, like we were garbage. They beat us. You don't think I don't know what it's possibly to be like a slave? You ought to see my body. I mean, I didn't deserve that. This kid didn't deserve it. We called this boy a rabbit. Now, a rabbit, if you were turned a rabbit at the school, that meant that you liked to run. And you would try it more than once. Billey did. I think on Billey's 3rd run, he was brought back. He was on the other side of the campus. Over there, if you were black and you were going to the White House, you would use the term, you're going for a ride. That means you're going for a ride, you're going to get in the vehicle, truck or whatever they had, farm tractor, wagon, and you're going across the street to the white side and you are going to get beat. Now, on the white side where we lived, I lived 4 cottages down from this building. We called it going down. You're going to go down. It all meant the same. And we all met the same faith in there. It cost him his life. What happened? Billey took on such a bad beating after they caught him on the 3rd time. His stomach swelled terrifically. I suspect more than likely a possible ruptured spleen. He didn't live much longer out of that. He come out of the hospital and he only survived a few days. Well, Long John was assigned to dig his grave, along with another black boy. He didn't have much presence there for his funeral. None of them did. In other words, you're just a statistic. You didn't do right, you're going to die. And it happened over and over and over. But I will say this, I'm happy. He's home. He's home. I am on a task force. I attended the first meeting on the 3rd of August of this month. And we've literally argued on this task force about these children. The remains are now being held at USF. But we're in arguments at this point because some of these people want these children taken back to those grounds and put back in the ground. No. I'm fighting hard on that issue. I don't think the state at this time would even consider it. We're only a recommendation panel. The state's going to do what they want to do. But I highly recommend, along with 464 men that are still alive from that period, that these children not be taken back to that property. Do you think he would have said, if I die, I want to go back up there and be buried? He was a rabbit. He tried to get away and it cost him his life. And now they want to even consider of putting these children back on those grounds? No. But let me say this to you. We were all in the same boat. We were all in the same boat. And I love them all. Thank you very much.